trader of Trade Pool. We're gonna talk to him and see what exactly he's been doing in his evaluation account. How did he pass it, and what's next for him on his funded account? How's it going, Arbor?
It's going good, man. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, likewise. I always do these interviews with our funded traders just to get to know them and share some light and information, some tips that you can bring to the table. So anything you can add in this interview that can take the trader that will listen to it to the next level will be amazing. We share.
Right. I think you recently interviewed Michael Aguagu. He's one of my best friends, so
Nice.
he also passed.
Yeah. He just asked to withdraw $5,000 in profit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He loves his money,
makes sense. We all winning from this.
Of course.
So tell me a little bit about your trading. How long you been doing this?
So this is my first year of technically trading. I started, I think, January 3rd of this year.
Wow.
But I've been studying for about a year and a half. I live in Austin, Texas, and it's a bit of a party city, so I couldn't really focus. So I packed my bags, I moved to Waco, which is about an hour from here, got a small apartment down there, and I hit the books, man. I hit the books, I hit the DVDs. Like I said, I know Michael, so he was instrumental in really bringing down the amount of time I'd have to study.
Nice.
I studied for about, I think, 8 months. Then I started paper trading, and I paper traded for about maybe 8-9 months. Really got my entries in, really got my exits, really just put in the work before I put in real money.
Nice. That's amazing journey. I mean, how was it to start trading on a demo account?
It's good. Transitioning from the demo to real money was, it was pretty seamless, but like I said, I put in the work, so I didn't have those emotional roller coasters that I hear about a lot of people, right? Once they put in money, it starts to kind of shake them out because it's real money.
Yeah.
For me, I think I put in so much work that it was just, I got those sparring sessions in, right? So when the time came, I was ready for it.
Nice. And did you go straight to penny stocks or large cap? What took your attention?
I'm primarily focused on small caps, typically under $20 and over 50 cents. There's a lot of opportunities under 50 cents, but the locates and the fees, it makes them a little bit untradeable.
Nice. So why did you start like penny stocks or under $20? Why not to go to the Tesla, the Apple, Google, stuff like that?
It's sort of who I learned from, right? So I learned from Tim Grittani, which is, he's like a surgeon with what he does and how he teaches. And that's primarily what he trades. And for my setups work the best in sort of that range. Like the psychology of it all, it just works, I've found, seamlessly,
Nice. So you usually look for like mini reversals or pullbacks, breakthrough.
I'm primarily short selling, right? I'm short bias. I don't really long. What I'm looking for is overextension. That's the key. So I'm looking for this thing to go from $1 to $9 in one day, or in a few days, right? So it might be a multi-day runner. And then once I start to see those signs of weaknesses, then I'll start to short, and that's it. It's sort of like buying the dip, but it's the
opposite. Yeah. Selling the top. So let me ask you this. I also asked Michael on our interview, and I'm very much into buying the dip, right? Usually that's what I do, and I ask him. A lot of guys are asking me, how do I know that that's the bottom, right? So I ask you the same question. How do you know that that's the top? You're shorting it, but it could easily go skyrocketing after that.
Yeah, well, like, you never know if it's the bottom, right? You never know if it's the top. But there are some key things that I'm looking for. Like, I'm looking for signs of weakness. So I'm looking for a mean red candle that just, I mean, it looks nasty. It feels nasty. I'm looking for, volume, buying volume coming in, but it's not really moving the chart anymore. It's starting to feel like it's topping off.
Right.
And if I get one or more, the more indicators I get of weakness, the more confident I feel in the trade.
Right.
But like I said, I mean, you never know. It's sort of an art and a science, right? Like, I've seen so many charts up to this point, like, I just kind of feel it. And then I try to write them down as much as I can.
Nice. So do you usually scale into a position, or you go all in once you found the top?
Well, I was going all in, and if you look at my chart, it shows I was going all in.
Yeah.
I was oversized a little bit. But I've found, and honestly, Michael pointed this out, if we just scale into these things, not only are we getting better averages, but it helps a lot with the risk. And
Yeah.
so what we started doing is scaling in and then scaling out. And we found that with the risk parameters that Trade the Pool has works best.
Yeah. So if mentioning Trade the Pool, let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you hear about Trade the Pool?
I mean, we were looking for a prop firm for a long time, and we just never found any, right? Like, it's very common in Forex in the currency markets.
Yeah.
And then one day we started looking again, and we found you guys, and it's been a godsend, right? So,
I mean, for me also, it's when we first started, it was a no-brainer for me. Still is, because as a trader, when I started, I didn't have anything like that at all. Not the tools, not the education, not the capital. So those kind of elements actually was very hard to find, and trading was much harder. And today,
yeah,
it's, you've been trading, like you said, from the beginning of the year, right?
yeah.
So that's incredible to be a funded trader, to make money.
Yeah,
from trading.
Yeah, you guys really are the front runners of this whole thing. I'm not sure why no one else has done this, but you guys are adding so much value with what you're doing, because you can know how to trade all you want. If you don't have the capital behind you, I mean, you're kind of just spinning your wheels.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know why others are not joining in, but we won't talk about it. It's those kind of stuff behind the scene.
Hey, man, it's their loss,
Yeah. It's involved a lot of risk management, no doubt about it. We are doing a lot of work behind the scene to protect ourselves, to protect the capital.
Of course.
Okay, that sounds great. By the way, which platform did you choose when you signed up, signed in? Did you trade Transpider, Trade Ideas, Bookmap?
Honestly, I don't even think I've chosen yet.
Oh,
I've been pretty busy. I've just been focusing on making the best plays, man. Everything else can wait.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. First of all, I looked at your chart. It looks good. You had some times when you took a dip.
Yeah.
But besides that, you had a great run. Do you remember what made you, caused the shift? Because you took a dip and then you started to build from there.
Yeah, I think what I was doing in the beginning is I was oversizing. I was really just trying to go in heavy, trying to kill it in one day, swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I had to take a step, because I got so close to blowing out, that I had to take a step back, and I had to really sit and analyze and tell myself, like, okay, hey, we're going to go small size. We're going to go maybe half the size, 1/3 the size, 1/4 the size, and we're just going to take the best plays. And once I started doing that, it started to build my confidence more and more. And then when those A+ setups would come, that's when I started to really size in and have some of the best days that I've had. I think my best day was like nearly $4,000.
Yeah.
I think it was like 3,800 or something like that. Pretty
And
close.
as you said, as soon as you started to not going all in and actually scaling into the position, it just makes a lot of sense, right? As soon as
it's a world of difference.
Yeah,
you know.
you actually feel like you control the risk and not just like a roulette when you place your bet on red
Right.
or black. Yeah. So that's amazing. So our next step will be obviously to give you the funded account, start trading big and split the profit potentially, hopefully, keep the same attitude, the same way that you've been doing up until now, because that's also super important. I did see some guys that passed the evaluation, and then once they reach the funded, they try to do a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't really the stuff that they did on the evaluation phase.
Yeah.
And it's recipe for disaster. So make sure you keep the same method, the same way, the same approach.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. I believe in rinse and repeat. Like, if it's not broken, why change anything, right? Like, it's working for me. I think I found the proper size for the way I trade. And I'm just gonna keep going, keep doing that, get some withdrawals out, and make a lot of money with you guys. That's the plan.
Yeah, definitely. Any last tip for the guys that listen in?
Any tips? I think there's a couple, right? So finding your appropriate size for how you trade. If you trade like me, you might want my size. If you're just scalping, you might be able to go in heavier. But it's really finding out what works for you. And then really sticking to your A+ setups. A part of that down draw that I had was because the market was slow for about 2 weeks. And I was getting tired of sitting on my hands and getting a little anxious and really wanting to attack it and get in there. But I mean, that's not appropriate. It doesn't matter how long it's slow. If my setup doesn't come, I need to relax. I need to take a step back. I need to shut the computer off and go for a walk or something. So really just sticking to your A+ setups, sticking to what you know, sticking to what works, and just rinsing and repeating.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Okay, been a pleasure. I wish you lots of success with us, of course.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, and see you next time.
All right, brother. Have a good one. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.